What's going on, guys? Balkan Architect here, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to model this cool skyscraper in Revit. So I was taking a look at some YouTube videos, and one of the videos that popped up was this SketchUp kind of say time-lapse video where the user basically modeled this really cool skyscraper in SketchUp really quickly. So I thought it looked really cool, and I thought, well, why not do that in Revit? And instead of making it a time-lapse video, I wanted to show you step by step how would you achieve a building shaped like this. I thought that's kind of interesting, so that's what we're going to be doing in today's tutorial. Now, before I jump into that, make sure to subscribe, like and share this video. It helps me out a lot, helps promote the video to other people that might want to see it. And also, if you're serious about learning how to model complex buildings, complex shapes in Revit, I actually have a dedicated course on Revit's massing environment, which is the environment in Revit which is used in order to model these complex shapes. So I cover pretty much everything you need to know about modeling complex shapes in Revit. You can find that on my website, balkanarchitect.com. That's going to be the first link just below the video in the description. You can check that course out, and also I have many different courses on many different topics in Revit. So if you're serious about learning Revit, that's definitely a good place to start. Okay, so without any further ado, let's get straight into Revit. And here we are in Revit. So let's get started by going straight here into models, and then I'm just going to go here to new. And for the template file, I'm just going to go with my architecture design template, the metric version. Now, if you're interested in checking out my templates, you can find them on my website, balkanarchitect.com. That's going to be the third link just below the video, so check it out if you're interested. Anyways, let's just select this, click OK, and then let's let Revit start right up. So this being a skyscraper of quite a unique design, we're going to be modeling that in the massing environment, but we have to follow a very specific workflow to get it to, well, be exactly how we want it to be. So I'm just going to go here, let's open up level 1, for example, just so we can get away from that starting screen, and let's go to the massing site, and then I'm just going to turn on show mass, which is something that you have to do in order to view the mass that you're creating. And then let's go here to in place mass, just click. You can name it here. I'm just going to leave it as mass 1, and then you just click OK. So to create this structure, what I like to do is first place a horizontal reference plane here, which is just going to be there or in order to kind of place elements on. So I'm just going to go here to the reference plane. RP is the shortcut, and then let's go from one side here all the way to the other. And it's also crucial to name this. So you just click here to click to name, and then let's call this one the center, because it's, well, it's going to be in the center, obviously. Hit the escape key a couple of times, and now in order to, well, draw on this work plane, we have to navigate to our south elevation. That's this one here. So let's go here to the project browser, to elevations, to south, and then you open up that south elevation. Now for this building, I want to have kind of one or two larger stories at the bottom. Let's go with 2, and then the kind of the upper part of the building starts. So if I just drag this image over here, this is what I'm using as reference. So I want to start off with this L shape, and then do kind of this curve here, and then this angle here. So you can do that simply by going here to the model lines. For the plane, because we have named it, we can simply go here and use the reference plane center. Click OK, and now we can get started. So for the L shape, you just want to go and, well, create that L shape here. Now, one quick thing, make sure to go here to the work planes and assign it to draw on work plane instead of draw on face. This is really important. Anyways, let's go, and I'm just going to go like this, perhaps 8 meters, and then go up. And I can go, I don't know, something like, let's go like this. Hit the escape key a couple of times, and there we go. We have our initial L shape. Now for the height of this line here, I want it to be one more story above level 2. So just hover over it, hit the tab key once to select this, and then here we can just measure from here and then type in 360, and there we go. Now the position is correct. Okay, so once we have this in place, everything looks fine. Now let's do the kind of the arc shape. So for that, use obviously the arc tool. I can go somewhere from here, I guess, go all the way down to here, and then you create that arc shape just like so. Perfect. Hit the escape key a couple of times, and I'm quite happy with the way this looks so far. And then finally, I just go again to the line tool, and then for this part here, perhaps go from, I don't know, from there all the way up at an angle again, perhaps like so. Hit the escape key a couple of times, and there we go, we have our shape. So I'm quite happy with these initial lines, and it might look silly, it might look, well, how are you going to turn this into the actual building? But that's the next step. So we're just going to keep all 3 lines, or actually we're going to keep these 2 lines, and this one we're going to be using. And now we have to create the actual building mass. So you model the mass, again using lines, but you're not going to use these 2 lines. They're only there for reference, so just keep that in mind. So again, you go to the line tool, you make sure that you're on the same reference plane. I like to turn off 3D snapping, so make sure that's off, and again, here the drawn work plane is selected. Then you go from here back to the L line there, and then you go from there down, and this is where Revit is going to get really angry with you, and it's going to give you the warning, but you're going to ignore that. Then you go from here to here, then you switch to the arc tool, then you go down, and then you just follow the same arc. Again, Revit gets angry, gives you a warning, that's okay. Let's go back to the line tool, go up to here perhaps. Yes, something like that could work. Go up, go from here up to here. Again, Revit is angry, ignore it. And then here, let's go up to some point, yeah, like that. And then you go from there out. Hit the escape key a couple of times, and then we just want to join these 2 together. So you do that by going to trim and extend to corner. TR is the shortcut, and then you just trim it like that. And there we go. Hit the escape key a couple of times, and now we have that shape. Now, if I go to the 3D view here, as you can see, it looks like this now. So we have the shape, and then we also have these 2 lines. Now, Revit doesn't really know what we want to do at this point. So in order to create our main building shape, what you have to do is you want to select everything. Then you want to hold the shift key, and notice how the cursor changes. Next to our cursor, we get that little minus sign. And now we can remove this line, and then this line from the selection. So now we just have a continuous chain of lines that create the shape of our building. Next, we simply go here to create form, and it's going to extrude that form right out like so. Now here you can actually change the dimension, and I'm just going to go out by the value of, I don't know, let's go 500. Like so. Then let's select this face here. So I'm just hovering over the edge using the tab key a couple of times, and then I can extrude this to the other side, and let's make it 1,000 centimeters in total, or 10 meters. Now, as I said, we have this L shape left here, and then we have this left here, and that's perfect because those are kind of separate from our building. Those are more going to be kind of like I guess an architectural element in space. They're not kind of the part of the building where people are. People are not going to be here, obviously. So we can go back here. We select this L shape just like so. And then we can go to extrude that by going to create form, and it's going to extrude it like so. Now you want to select that whole side. Now this is a little bit trickier than with this shape here that we had, because we cannot select 2 lines at once. Well, we can, but it's really tricky to kind of work with them. So I like to select one of them and then bring them to, I don't know, like 600, like so. And then you select this point and you just bring it in until it aligns. And there we go. And you do the same thing on the other side. So you select this, you now type in 1200, so it goes up to there, and then you select this point here, see that point, and then you extrude it until it aligns. Perfect. And then you do the same thing with this line here. So create form, it's going to go to this side, that's okay. Let's see, now this one doesn't want to give you this horizontal dimension, but that's okay because we have that one in front. We can just align it, see how it snaps in place. Perfect. And you do the same thing on the other side. You just extrude this one until it snaps to this line here as it did. And there we go. Now we have our building shape. Now I want to add just a little bit more to this design. So something that I'll do is just add kind of this. If I just drag this over, I want to have this part where we have kind of the white on the outside, and then here we can have glass. And I want to do the same thing on this side. So what I'm going to do here is use a void. So what you want to do now is go to set work plane, and you want to set this front face, just like so. Then you go to the rectangle tool, for example, and then you go like this. And again, make sure that draw on a work plane is selected and that 3D snapping is off. This is crucial. And then you go just like this. Now it's kind of trying to help me, and it didn't, but it tried. So I can change the way that this line goes, I can change the angle, but that's okay, we can live with that. So again, we want to select this point here, which is really tricky. Yeah, like that. You want to make it vertical, which is really difficult now, because Revit has its own way of doing things. Perhaps it would be ideal to go back to the south elevation, and then here we can just make sure that I select this. Yeah, so this is horizontal now, and if I select this one, now it's vertical, there we go, and then we can trim and extend. So when it doesn't want to do what you want it to do, you can kind of override that a little bit in the elevations, move this closer in, and then also, yeah, let's leave it as is. Perhaps move this in. I'm just using the arrow keys here. Perfect. Okay, now we want to do the same thing on the front side and the back side. But before we finish this, we just select this, go to create form, use the void form. It's going to extrude it out. We don't want that. We want, I don't know, perhaps like 10 or 15 centimeters, just like so. So as you can see, we only have this little indentation in the building on this side. So you just want to do that on the front, perhaps. So again, you go to set work plane, select this plane here, use a rectangle, go, I don't know, like that. It's easier on the front. Again, you go to create form, void form, and then bring it down to 15 centimeters. And then you just repeat this whole process on the other side. One quick tip, if you want to do it quickly, you can go here to set work plane, pick this face here, then you go to lines, and then you can use it, just pick lines, and then you pick these lines, and as you can see, it's just going to copy that on the other side, so you don't have to kind of go through the whole annoying process of drawing this again. And again, you go to create form, void form, set it to 15, and we're done. Okay, so once we're done with all of this, we can just go here to finish mass, and then it's going to look like that. And now it's time to assign Revit elements to this. So to assign Revit elements, what you want to do is just go here to the masking site, and now you choose the element. So for example, I can go here to roof. I can use this roof, for example, go to create roof, and then I can place it here, here, and then also here. And I go to create roof, and there we go. We have a little roof. Now, if you're not happy with the way it looks, for example, here you might want to bring it up. So just above that face, you can select it and then go here to the properties panel, go to pick faces location, and instead of face at top of the roof, we can go face at bottom, and it's just going to move it up. See? Okay, for the rest of this, this can all be done with walls. So you just go here to wall. Now currently I don't really have a wall. I have this exterior wall, which might work. If I just go here into edit type, it's 35 centimeters. Let's just thicken it up to make it 40. So just changing one of the layers to make it thicker. And then we pick this side and this side. And then also you want to pick, let's see, you want to pick this side here. But the problem is it's going to pick this as well. And I want this side of the building to be just glass. I only want the wall here as kind of the frame of this, like it would be here, see? So the wall is only on the outside and then glass will be on the inside. So in order to fix this problem that we have, let's go back a couple of steps, hit the escape key a couple of times, and then we select the mass again, go into edit in place. And then we just need another void for this part of the building. So you go again to set work plane, pick a plane to this face, and then you can use just pick lines. So you can just pick perhaps the line here, line here, line here, and then just all the way through like that. Hit the escape key a couple of times. Can we select this? Okay, we need to use some trim and extend. So you go to trim and extend, go like that, like this. There we go. So you fix it up. Let's see. Okay, now it's a chain of lines. And again, you just go to create form, void form. It's going to extrude. You set it to 15. Or we can go even less. You can just go 5. It's going to do the job. So there we go. Once we have done that, you will just want to repeat that on the other sides. So again, you go set work plane, pick the side, go with pick lines. And if you're not sure why we're doing this, don't worry, it's going to make sense in just a moment. So just go all the way around this side, and then trim and extend to fix it up like so. Like that, and then on top here as well. There we go. Okay, so now if I select it, again, it's a chain of lines. Again, you go to create form, void form, set it to like 5. There we go. Okay, is it going to the wrong side? This looks odd. Let's go back a step. I don't know what it did wrong. Okay, so we select this, create form, void form. Okay, go a little bit towards the inside. Yeah, so like 5. Okay, it did not cut. So you just go here to cut geometry, and then you cut it, and then it works. Okay. Finish mass, and now let's finally complete our building. So we want to go again to the massing inside. We want to go to wall, and then you set it here, which again it picked this side, which is a little bit annoying. I don't know why it did that, because we have that void here. So let's go to edit in place. Is it recognizing that void? It is recognizing it on the other side, I think. Yeah. So on this side, perhaps it didn't cut or something. Yeah, looks like it's gone on this side, which is really odd. So what we can do is just select this form that we have here. Or this void, yeah. We can select this void, and now we can see, okay, yeah, we want to select this void. Yeah, this is the one that we want to edit. So we have messed up on this one, definitely. Let's just see how can we select this side, then go to the inside, and then set this to here, and then this to 5. Okay, now it's cutting the building, I think. Yes, it is. Okay, so it's a little bit tricky with those voids, but now it should work. Let me try. So massing inside, wall. There we go. Perfect. See how now the wall only appears in this side. We can then place a wall here in the front. So again, wall here. There we go. And then for the rest of the building, because it's made out of glass, what you want to do is go with curtain system. Now for the curtain system, I like to change it because it's kind of odd. Grid A is 300 and this one is 150. I just like to flip that. So just 150. and then this one 300, and then hit apply. Okay, and then you just select sides like so. So this one, here, and here, and then you go create, and it's going to create that curtain system. Now, in some places, it might look odd. So, for example, for all of these, it looks right, apart from here. So what you do in this case is you just go to your south elevation, you measure the angle, so you just go to the annotation, you go to angular dimension, and then you measure the angle from here to here. So it's 6.46. See, you can click there, and then you can copy this. Control C to copy. Okay, so now what you want to do is select the grids. Let's see, or select the whole grid system. Let's see. Let's go to the 3D view. There we go. So you select this, and then you go to angle, and then you paste that in. And I think it should be minus. And you do the same thing for grid too. So minus this angle. Let's see, it's really tricky. Okay, apply. Delete dimensions, and now it flips. Oh, but it flipped the other ones. Okay, so this is annoying when you do this out of just one element. So what you can do then, if this doesn't work, is edit faces, and then you just let's see, you just remove this one. Well, let's see if I can just add faces. There we go. So I have removed that one, and then recreate system. And now, as you can see, there is a system without that. And then we have to do that one separately. So it's a little bit annoying. If one doesn't work, there's a little bit of work to do. And then you can just select that one. And now let's try the same thing. And as you can see, now this one is vertical as well. And now finally you can add the mullions. So you just go here to architecture, to mullion, go with all grids, and then you just place it like so. And this now looks like a proper office building. All grids. There we go. And if I just go to realistic, okay, for the realistic, I just have to change my view template to none. Okay, now I can go with realistic, and this is what that looks like. So it looks really, really good. I'm quite happy with the way that this turned out. Obviously, you can do more work and you can make it even nicer, but I'm actually quite happy with the way this turned out for just a quick little video, well, 20-minute video, but I think the result is quite powerful. Also, we can add floors here just for the heck of it. Let's go here to mask inside, and then for floors, you have these floors by phase, but first you have to create the floors. So you select the mask by hitting the tab key a few times until the whole thing highlights. You go to mask floors, and then you only have these two levels. So what you want to do is go to the south elevation, you select one of these levels, you go to copy, multiple, and then you copy it all the way up multiple times. Now to speed it up, let me just go like that. You can use an array for this as well. But there we go, this works. And then finally, you just go to select that mask. So again, using the tab key, you go to mask floors, you select the first one, hold the shift key, select the last one, check, okay. Now it has the mask floors, but they don't have thickness. So you have to go here to floor, you go to multiple floors, so you just make a selection like that. Here you can pick which floor you want to use. Let's use just the concrete one. Create floor. And this is what we have. See, now we have floors everywhere. And there you go. That's how you create this really cool building, really easy and really fast. Now, if you want kind of a step-by-step explanation where I go in detail and explain how to do even more complex buildings, and where I kind of go slowly and explain everything really in depth, so not only know how to make things, but also you know how Revit operates, so you can kind of create really, really complex buildings and systems and so on. So if you're interested in that, link is going to be in the description. It takes you to my website. There I have a whole course on demassing environment. So that's balkanarchitect.com at the first link in the description. Now, if you want this building model, you can find that on my Patreon page. That's the second link in the description. So check that out as well. Okay, so that's pretty much it for this tutorial. I hope you have enjoyed it. I hope you have learned many new things. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share this video. Leave a comment if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, and I'll see you soon with another tutorial. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.